goes live. Ooh. Hey, how's everyone tonight? My name's Quinlan, as I said, and I'm going to carry on a little bit with the sequel. Just when you think it's safe to get back behind Doris, it comes back again at you. 3 ways to rhythm, but part 2, skill sets. Okay, I'm going to talk about skill sets. What's a skill set? You're going to need some good rock beats and all the derivatives of them if you're going to join a rock band. If you're going to audition for a jazz band, you need to know how to work these. If you're going to be in a marching band. Whoa, there you go, lots of different things. Let me take you through a whole bunch of them as quickly as I can within the 25 minutes allotted for the TV half hour. Rock beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and backbeat. Rim shot if you need one. Where you put the bass drum is often dependent on the groove. So on it goes. When you pick it up a bit, you want to know the different types. So you've got a twist. Now a twist comes from the mid-50s, Chubby Checker and the like. Boom, ba, ba. You got a double tap, then a single tap. Straight into it tonight. There you go. One, ba, ba, So on it goes. Very famous. That's where the Beatles started, when you want to think about it like that. And there you go. 50s beat, all that sort of business. And then what you have is the 4 on the floor. Then you got 3 speeds. Whoa. Half time. Normal. Cut. I'm going quickly. Soul beat. Couple of the others, like a 3-2 clave. A la the Bo Diddley beat. Oh, one can do. So on it goes, you see. And that's what happens there. Rock and roll. Now, one of the things about being in a rock band, 3 things. There's a couple of rock beats for you there, you know, that kind of thing. You want a good blues beat, and you want a good shuffle. Da-na-na, 1. Boom, bow, da, boom. 12-8 or in triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Oh, or you can go 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. There you go. Shuffle when you get the blues beat picked up a bit. A shuffle. 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 1 to 2 to 3. Ah! Maybe even a rolling shuffle. Especially if you're in a Celtic rock band. There you go. I've talked about the rolling shuffle just a few weeks ago. This lesson is, like if I'm going to go to book version or gradings, it's book 1 sort of into a book 2. Okay, so I've talked about everything of this tonight before, but I like my continuity, and I also love it when I can actually sort of give you a bit of a rundown kind of thing. I had a message today from one of my students. We're going to do a concert at the end of the month, but we've got to have to do something a little bit classical. What's that? You know, that kind of thing. Okay, this is what we have to do. So what happens is, if you're going to audition, or if you've got a friend who's going to put together a jazz band, if you've got a friend who's going to, let's have a bit of a jam, and you're into the jam, and all of a sudden, play me that Bo Diddley groove, and you go, you don't want to be caught like that. You just don't want to be. You want to be well prepared. You need your skill sets, mate, the skill sets. There you go. So there you go. So there's a bit of a rock. If we go into blues and country bands, there's pretty much the same kind of thing, except there's a couple of extras, really. If you're going to go into a blues band, much of the same stuff, except you'd start with the blues, you see. There you go. I mean, even Led Zeppelin, when they talk about themselves, if they had to describe themselves, they always called themselves a heavy blues band, rather than some people saying, heavy rock. You know, even down to some people saying, they're the first of the metal bands. I mean, Jimmy Page would cringe. And there you go. So that's what you got when you're in the blues band. But one thing, if you're going to deal with a blues band or in a country, you want the train beat. So what happens is, I did this before the other week. We know it as ballroom blitz. Now, what you've got is then a 2-feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, often known as a cut time. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4. And you often do it when you go into country with the beloved Brushes, and you get this train beat, Johnny Cash. Hear the train rolling down the bend. Don't see no sunshine since I don't know when. In Folsom Prison, down in San Antonio. Hey, coming back to them. So that's what you have, you see. Okay, I'm running quick because I got a lot to show you. I'm doing them very quickly in the sense that I'm half teaching them, but really go to your own teacher to finish it off. Hey, how come you haven't taught me a twist? Okay. How come you haven't taught, that sort of stuff. One of the things is when you're are auditioning or want to get into something, skill sets. You've got to know a bunch of beats. And each genre, if you wish, rock, jazz, blues, world music, whatever, Latin, has its own set of skills. You need to sort of, I'm going to need to brush up on this, that kind of thing. And there you go. I'm into jazz now. What happens is there's two main feels in jazz. You have the 2 feel, the oi feel, the 2 feel. What am I stuttering? 2 feel. There you go. So that's a 2 feel. Then you got the 4 feel. Satin Doll's a classic. Da 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 down. Ba 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 da 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 down. Right down a 2 feel, it's Duke Ellington. Middle section, ba da 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 da. 4 feel, da da bow, bow, ba da da bow, bow, ba da da bow, bow, bow. There you go. You need that, and that's where we come back to our beautiful brushes. So, what happens? The normal thing about brushes, it's not a brush lesson. I might do that next time. Left hand, the most typical, is you get a nice swirly, swirly, swirly. Oh, very swirly. And then you play the jazz rhythm in the right hand. I rarely use it, but this is a basic. 1, 2 to 3, 4, 1, 2 to 3, 4, 1, 2, 2. What I do. Who remembers a drummer by the name of Ed Soph, who came to Australia in the late 70s and did some summer courses at the VCA? A whole bunch of jazz dudes. Dave Liebman was amongst them, all sorts of different people, but Ed Soph was the drummer. And his pattern he showed me back in the day was 2 ovals like that. You pick a spot on the drum for the number 1, 2, 3, 4. Have a little flick. You're sort of flicking. 1, 2. See? 1, 2, 3, 4. And a little tar coming in like that. 1, 2 to 3, 4 to 1, 2 to 3 to 4 to 1. There it is, brushes, but I got to get a move on. I'll come back, fellas. All right, I love you very much. What do we got now, jazz band? I've done that. You're going to need Latin. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking and wow. Cha-cha-cha. Rumba! And lots of different things. You need the rim click. There you go. Some people call it a side stick. That's fine. Rim click. That's what it is. Okay. And then you need you need your ostinatos. Okay, so what happens is that you can, say, start with a 2 feel again. So you could have that. Oh, pumping. Turn it into what's known as a Latin bass drum. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and like that. And then you do your rudiments over the top to practice them up. There you go. You get it. I'm going to go back to brushes because I love them so much. I'll put the snares back on. I'll do a little samba. There you go. There you go. So when you're in a jazz band, you're going to have your 2 feel, your 4 feel, brushes. You're going to need to know your Latin beats, both with a 2 feel and a Latin bass drum. And the Latin bass drum is derived from a 2 feel, you see. That's what happened. When you're hearing the bass, there you go. So that's what goes on. Now I'm going to move on. There we go. Oi! So what happens? Next thing you know... is marching band. Okay, now with marching, you have 2 feet, so therefore in time signatures you are going to need duple time. That is left, 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 right, left. And what goes on with that is that the 2 main duple times are 2/4 and 6/8. Now, when you're doing 2/4, probably the old standard is black cat, okay? Black cat fiddled in the white cat's eye, black cat fiddled in the white cat's eye, black cat fiddle, black cat fiddle, black cat fiddled in the white cat's eye. Oh, I get told off for being a bit swingy there. Black cat fiddled in the white cat's eye. black cat piddled in the white cat's eye. Black cat piddled, black cat piddled, black cat piddled in the white cat's eye. There it is. Okay. I had about a decade ago, I had a little bit of a soiree in here with various drummers and all that stuff. Lots of mates in the room. I must quietly say I got a bit surprised when they didn't know what the hell black cat was. I thought everyone did. It was just a bit of fun. There you go. So there it is. And I was all of a sudden, what turned out to be a little bit of what I thought was going to be a bit of a marching jam ended up being a bit of a half lesson. There it is. So that's what goes on. But that's okay. That's the old standard. Then you get a whole bunch of them. And then you get your different little sets that you get going with the various drummers in any kind of marching band. And that's what goes on. But the big thing about marching band, I always remember when I do bring up dear old Harold Ripper, when I got the job as leading the percussion of the City of Essendon Brass Band way back in the late 80s, I went back to Harold and said, Harold, can you help me with the setups of of brass bands and everything that goes with it? And, okay, come on over, sort of thing. So I was teaching, I was full-time muso in my own right by then, all that stuff. I got the gig, and but I needed to know about how to do the setups and stuff. And the first thing he said was, let's hear your press roll. And I went, because by that stage, all I'd be doing pretty much press rolls was with wedding bands, and and chook raffles, and the winner is all that sort of stuff. And he went, that's bloody hell. And so next couple of lessons, it's nothing but press rolls. And the winner is. And the thing about a press roll is it works in reverse as far as how fast can you go, that kind of thing. When you're doing your double strokes and everything else, of course you need them and you need to build them up to a certain point. But with a press roll, you get that kind of... You don't really want a scratch roll, which is like that, which is, the technical term for that is shit house. So what happens, you try and get it nice and groovy. Now, when you see me doing this, I'm not doing much more than that, but I'm pressing. See? There's a wonderful thing on YouTube with Dame Evelyn Glennie. Oh! The 30-minute press roll. And she just stands there and does it. She moves around all parts of the snare drum and all that sort of stuff. And it's get a nice even roll. Oh! Everyone knows my stories about Anzac Days and Remembrance Days. Remembrance Day is the day where your wrist would fall off. You're doing press rolls almost all day because it's a much more somber day than Anzac Day. I mean, Anzac Day is somber enough, but I mean, Remembrance Day is, Remembrance Day. So I'd be there all day press rolling. I'd start off at the Essendon Cenotaph in Queen's Park because that's what we had to do. It's one of our council duties as the brass band. And then we go off to various RSL clubs and stuff like that. I'd be press rolling all day. There you go. And that's your brass band, marching band kind of thing. There's three things. 2/4, as I said. 6/8, which is, I've already done Black Cat. That's in 2/4. Okay? One, There it is. But then you need... Do you see? 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do make a distinction between 6/8 and 12/8 when it comes to 6/8 marches and 12/8 blues beats. I know there's a lot of dudes out there that give me that 6/8 feel and all that sort of stuff. But when you really get into the nitty-gritty of time signatures allude to certain things. And when you're dealing with blues, it is a 4. Like, a lot of people think of it like triplets. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. So if you're doing it like that, that's fine. But if you're going into 12/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6/8's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's half, you see. So there's a kind of a reason why it's a 12/8 blues beat rather than a 6/8 blues beat. And there's a reason why a 6/8 march is different from a 2/4 march. Do you see? Get it? Got it? Good. There it is, moving right along. Seeing we're doing skill sets, and I've just spent a bit of time on the marching side of things, there's a couple of things that you need if you are going to do any kind of function work, like a wedding or anything. You have to play for everybody. You have to play for the granddads, you have to play for the bride and groom, you have to play for the parents, the grandparents, everybody else in between, and then you have to play for the little kidlets flying around on the dance floor. Da 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 da. Da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da da ba la 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 la. Chicken dance, mate. Oh, I loved it. I used to be in a band called Take 5, and there was a day where I brought along, I've got them over there, my first set of DW5000 accelerator pedals. And Ross, the bass player, said, "What the bloody hell are they, Chris?" And I said, "They're double pedals." And I said, "What do you do with them?" And I said, I'd already been playing with double bass drums and the little attachments that you can put on old Pearl bass drum pedals, but this is the D dub. Oh, fantastic. All this. And I said, "Well, how do they work?" And I said, "I'll show you during chicken dance." The evil drummer. So, it was like da 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da 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 da. And then you accelerated a little bit as you got on, you know, and watch the kids flying everywhere. Da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da ba ba da 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 Oh, it's pandemonium at the St Albans Reception Centre, 1990. I remember that. And I'm a bit remiss on not bringing up double pedals if you're in a rock band, and if it's a heavy metal rock band. There it is, bit of unison too. Darkness enveloping me. And there it is. There you go. Did I make it? Oh, I'm right on. Oh, I think I made it. The only thing I haven't done is a school orchestra or an orchestra itself. When you have to use mallets, you need a long, even single stroke roll. And a couple of episodes ago, I did the long line. A long roll, even. Ooh. Eep. My name is Chris Quinlan. This is Melbourne Musos Live. And this is Skill Sets, mate. And I shall love and leave you. And I'll have this up on the YouTubers, and it's on Beloved Channel 31, Wednesdays, 10:30. Hey! Love yous all. Take care. Now for a nice glass of